Keto cooking in the Kellie kitchen. Hi, everyone. Let me fix this a little bit because I think I just want to make sure. Hi, everyone. We're here again in the Kellie kitchen. Los Angeles is going on lockdown again, and all the restaurants, they're only doing takeout, so there's no better time than right now to start cooking at home. We are doing some keto stuffed peppers. Super easy, great batch cooking meal. We're also going to make some white chocolate peppermint crunch bars. That's a recipe that's a little bit in the works, but it is low carb. And I have one already made. You guys can see what that looks like. It's so delicious. It tastes like a Nestle Crunch bar, but it's white chocolate and it's peppermint and it's low carb. Yay! Hi everyone. God, it's so great to see everybody. Hi Julie. Hi Marion. Everybody, let me know where you're watching from, all over the country and all over the world, actually. I'm sure Atsuko's there from Japan. So let's get started. Oh, and we're gonna make a salad, just a powerful salad. This is just something that I do almost every single night. And I just have dressings in my fridge, and so I'll show you the one. It's the spicy Caesar dressing that we're gonna actually watch. Hi, Jennifer from Northern Cal. Good to see you. So we're gonna do a fun stuffed peppers. And normally this recipe, we get started with the beef and then we stuff these and then we bake them for 40 minutes. And that is how the recipe is on the website. And if you want to see any of the recipes, it's thekelliekitchen.com, thekelliekitchen.com. Hi, Margaret from Riverside. And Marion is from OC. Nice to see you. So you guys are close, very close. I'm right here in Santa Monica. But because we're on a time crunch, I am gonna, my pan has already started to heat up. I've got 3 bell peppers in a dish, and I lined it with a little bit of parchment paper. You don't have to do that. It's just for easy cleanup. I did a little tiny drizzle of olive oil on the bottom just so that these wouldn't burn on the bottom. And I'm gonna put these into the oven right now while we're doing this stuff to start to get them to soften up a little bit. I've got my oven going at 350. And so those are going to soften just a little bit while we're getting all of this done. So I've got my skillet. I've got a cast iron skillet here with just a tiny bit of olive oil. I've got just a brick of ground beef. This is a pound of ground beef. I think this is $85.15. I'm not sure. I bought it in bulk and I bought it on sale. And I know that some people are really adamant about it is organic and it is grass fed, but buy what is in your budget and buy what is on sale, or buy what fits with what you like to do. If that's grass fed, if that's organic, if it's buying in bulk or Costco or whatever. I just want you to get away from the carby rice and pastas and stuff like that and get a move towards whole foods like this. Everybody knows my fun masher that I got off of Amazon, and I just like to mash all this stuff around. I like to do these things in one pot so that it lessens all of the cleanup time. So we're going to get the ground beef started, and as soon as it starts to brown, I'm actually going to add the mushrooms and the onions right to this same pot. And we're going to let that do its thing. I have a half of a yellow onion and probably about a cup of sliced mushrooms. I just chopped those up, and those are ready to go. This recipe also calls for 4 ounces of cream cheese. I softened this a little bit in the microwave. You don't have to. It'll soften in here. It just sort of speeds up the process. And then here's one of the ways that I reduce the carbs in this dish, because bell peppers and onions already have carbs in them. And so we want to, make sure that this sort of stays on the lower carb region. I like to use either Rao's or Manzetta. Can you see that? Manzetta marinara sauce. It's really delicious. It's fairly low carb. This is 6 carbs for a half a cup, and we're only going to use a half a cup just to get the flavor of the tomato sauce. Because if I were to use this entire jar of tomato sauce, your carbs would go through the roof. And we love tomato sauce and we want to have the taste of it, but we don't need to drench everything in tomato sauce. So anyways, that's a really great, you can also make your own tomato sauce if that works for you. Go ahead and make your own mayonnaise if you want. Go ahead and make your own stuff. I just am trying to find quick, easy ways to get food and snacks on the table that sort of fits everyone's lifestyle. So look at that. Our beef is already starting to really brown up. I'm just gonna crank that heat up a little bit and get that going a little bit more. And while that's browning, did you see how I moved it to the side here? I'm gonna just toss in the onions and the mushrooms, and I'm gonna let those start to cook along with that. And we'll kind of get it all going at the same time. There's Elizabeth, there's Teresa. It's so great to see everybody. So there's a lot of people that, somebody blanches their bell peppers. Interesting, Marion. I've never blanched my bell peppers. I've always baked them. And actually, when I go on my walk, I turn the oven down to 200 and I let them bake for an hour and a half. And it's sort of like a slow roast. Any which way that you want to do it is fine. You just want to get those the peppers to start softening a little bit. So I have a lot of people that come and see me live like you guys, and I love that. But there's a lot of people that watch this video after we go off camera in, like half an hour or so. But I read all of the comments, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments and, write replay so I can say hi and check in with you and see how you're doing. Because it's super fun for me to see how everybody is coming along. And I get a lot of my recipe ideas or just different tips from you guys too. Like, I've never known to blanch my bell peppers. Although that would be a little bit of an extra step for me because I would have to boil the water and all that sort of stuff. So it's so great to see everyone. I hope everybody's getting ready for, well, if you're in the States, I hope you're getting ready for a very quiet, low-key Thanksgiving. All of my kids are home now. Everybody has been sort of quarantined. One is going to go for a rapid test tomorrow just because she flew across country. But we're going to keep it really low key here. We're going to have, our traditional Thanksgiving turkey. If you guys missed it last week, or maybe it was the week before, I made a stuffing chaffle. So that stuffing chaffle has been getting a lot of attention because it really has the flavor of a Thanksgiving stuffing. And throughout the week, I took those stuffing chaffles and I made them into a stuffing casserole. And it did get some really great reviews. I will share that with you guys. I'm actually making it for a friend who has a family member who's diabetic. So it is a favorite around town, and soon I will try to get it up on the website. I also put up the pumpkin cream popsicles, which, who knew? I didn't know you guys like pumpkin cream popsicles, but those are on the website also. Again, it's thekelliekitchen.com. You can like it, share it, comment it, do whatever you guys do. And there you go. So our meat and our onions and our mushrooms are the onions are starting to soften and become a little bit translucent. And at this point, I'm going to add in my cream cheese. We're just gonna get that mixed in there. I'm gonna add in our 1/2 cup of marinara sauce. That in there. And we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. I like to eyeball that. And we'll do a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, just a pinch of salt and a couple cracks of fresh pepper. There we go. We are not doing pumpkin pie. I have a pumpkin cheesecake pie. It's a keto pumpkin cheesecake pie on the website, but we are opting for my cranberry bars, my cranberry cheesecake bars, and we did that here on the show. It is on the website. It's a beautiful show-stopping sort of recipe, and actually everybody, even non-keto people, love it. So if you're looking for something a little bit different than pumpkin, check out the cranberry cheesecake bars. And the cranberry sauce is phenomenal for Thanksgiving too. Nobody even knows that it's not keto. If you missed that, I use allulose, which is sort of the darling on the block of sweeteners, and it gives a great sort of jammy consistency to the cranberries. So if you're looking for something that's super easy, I'm going to show you what it looks like. It is an absolute favorite for us. And this is one recipe. It makes about 4 cups of my keto cranberry sauce. And you can use this as jam. You can use it in desserts. You can just use it with any sort of meat. We actually love having it with pot roast, believe it or not. It's really lovely. Okay, so our mixture here is nice and cooked all the way through. And I'm going to grab our peppers out of the oven, and we'll get them stuffed and topped. And they are starting to soften. I can see them starting to weep a little bit. Aren't those pretty? I might have to take some new pictures of this. So we're going to just very gently spoon into our peppers equal amounts. This recipe is for 3 servings, so each person gets 2 halves or 1 full pepper. And you don't have to be, super neat about this, because we're going to bake it all together, and then we'll scoop each pepper out to each person, and each person will get 2 halves of this. It's really quite a beautiful recipe, and it comes together very easily. Very, very delicious. Let's see, am I doing that equally? I think so. Let's see. Very nice. And then I'll just take a little bit of mozzarella cheese on each one of these. Oh, I'm going to sneeze any second, so I might have to duck off the camera in a second, but I can feel a sneeze coming on. Ah! Let's hope I don't. Okay, so this is about a 1/2 cup to a cup of mozzarella cheese. Use as much as you feel necessary. And we are going to put these a little bit hot. Let's get these right back in my oven. So here's our beautiful, super easy, right? Stuffed peppers. So these will go in. I'm going to put these in for about 20 minutes. Just in the interest of time, we'll put those in for 20 minutes. And let's get started on our white chocolate peppermint bark. That would be delicious. We're going to get this out of the way. I don't want to melt that, but we'll get this out of the way for a speedy cleanup. in right after I turn off the camera. We'll do a quick cleanup on that. So we'll move this out of the way. So we're going to make this white chocolate peppermint bark. And one of the little keys in this is this parchment paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to melt so I already did this because this took a few minutes. So one of the little tricks that I have there, who's late? Someone just said, hi, I'm late. I want to see who that is. Who is that? Eva, don't worry about it. You'll catch everything. Hi, Bendy. Don't worry about being late. I'm just glad you guys are here. Okay, so this is not something that you'll see everywhere, but easily you can get this on Amazon. It's cacao butter, and it's actually chocolate, and it looks like white chocolate. You see that? It's unsweetened. It smells like chocolate, but it melts like oil. And so I took a tablespoon of cacao butter, and I already melted it in here. That's about 6 of those wafers. If you don't have this, you can use coconut oil. That's completely fine. Just use 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. But we're going to use cacao butter because it has a better room temperature feel. If you leave the bars out at room temperature, it won't melt. Whereas if you use coconut oil or olive oil, which are both perfectly fine, they tend to melt quicker at room temperature. So anyways, that's why I like to use this. I also am going to use Lily's white chocolate, chocolate chips. These are a little bit higher in carb, but we don't eat them very often, and it's kind of fun for the holidays to switch things up. We are going to heat these in the microwave in very short increments, like 15 seconds, 30 seconds, because white chocolate tends to be a little temperamental. So we're just gonna do this in very short increments so that we don't cause any problems. Okay, so this is kind of imperative that we use parchment paper because that's the only way that you're going to be able to get it out of the pan. This is an 8x8 pan. This is a no-bake sort of dessert. It's a little bit of cheating because your white chocolate chips are already made. You're just sort of melting them a little bit. So I went 20 seconds in the microwave, and it's starting to melt, but I'm just going to give it a little toss, make sure that all the chocolate chips are coated with the cacao butter. And I'm going to put it back into the microwave oven. And the deal is I'm going to let those do their thing in the microwave, but and then when they stop, I'm going to let them sit there and continue to melt. Because I don't want to zap them too hard. I want to let them do their melting on their own. I use peppermint extract. I just use a teaspoon of this. And then I use, and this is optional, red food coloring. This is an all-natural, no artificial food dye. And I just use a little bit of it, and it's honestly, it's not necessary, but it does give that sort of holiday feel. Okay, see, my white chocolate is starting to melt, and my glass bowl is actually warm too. So I'm gonna let this all just sit here for a few minutes while I let it continue to melt on its own, because I don't wanna zap it too hard. I hear one of my kitties doing their thing behind me. I think I've locked them in the other room so they don't come in here. Okay, this is kind of a fun product. I'm not sure if I've actually used this yet. I think I've shown it to you before, but these are unflavored protein puffs. They're like Rice Krispies. You can't eat them like cereal. Do not eat these like cereal, but they do have a really nice crunch. They don't taste like anything. They taste like plain, nothing, no flavor in them all. You can get them in chocolate. The brand of this is called Pro Mix Protein Puffs. They are kind of expensive, but you don't use very much of this. I'm going to use 3 scoops, and I'm going to just pour them right into my my pan here. And let me tell you why I don't mix them into the chocolate. Because when you mix them into the chocolate, you have to spread the chocolate out and it gets sticky and you can't get it to all the corners. So we're doing it this way. We are moving all of the protein puffs. Can you see that they're covered all throughout the bottom of our pan here? Our chocolate is almost fully melted, and I think it's about, I think maybe I'll do like 5 or 6 more seconds. We'll just get that in there. Well, that is doing, we'll just give it just a little bit more. Again, I don't want to over zap it at all, but so good to see everybody. Hi, Atsuko. Okay, so that was just another 10 seconds. So those protein puffs, you'll find them in a lot of commercially made protein bars. I'm practicing with some other recipes to see how we can add them to other things. But they're really kind of an interesting thing because we don't get that crunch, right? Of course I'll save some for Peter. Someone's really worried about Peter getting all of his treats, and don't worry, Peter will get his treat. So I am going to add 1 teaspoon. That's a half a teaspoon, sorry. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of peppermint extract. This is an all natural. It's from Olive Nation. And I'm going to just mix that in there. It's like got all the flavors of the holiday season. And I'm just going to pour this all over my peppermint. My peppermint chocolate is going all over my protein puffs. And then this is the fun part. We get to press it, I'm sorry, just sort of toss it around a little bit. And then you toss the protein puff right on top. And then again, and you don't have to do this part, but name of this recipe. This recipe is not up on the website yet, but we're calling it white chocolate peppermint bark. You'll see a lot of pictures for white chocolate peppermint bark that have those white and red Christmas candies, mint candies, but we're not using those because they're full of sugar. So we're going to use a little bit of all natural food coloring, and we'll just do a few drops right on top. And again, this part is optional. You don't have to do the red food coloring. It's just sort of fun to add. And then I'm going to take a fork and I'm going to drag it through to give it that that sort of Christmas feel. And then at this time, I can kind of get the protein puffs all the way into the corner, get the chocolate all the way into the corner. You could do this in little mini muffin cups also. I would do it in silicone muffin tins, just so you can pop them out, because that's going to be your biggest thing, because this is a chocolate. So I'll just show you what this fun thing. So once this is all meshed together, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for like half an hour. And can you see? So that is my white chocolate peppermint bark. And I don't have the exact carb count. White chocolate, Lily's white chocolate chips do have a few carbs in them, maybe 3 carbs per serving. This is 24 servings. And Lily's, this is probably 18 servings of Lily's chocolate. So I have to do all the math. And then this is relatively low carb. The protein puffs are about 1 carb per scoop, and I used 3 scoops. So we will do the math on that, and I'll be able to show you exactly what that looks like. So this is a finished version of my peppermint bark, and I'll just break it into little pieces. But how fun is this? This is a really, it's a cute Christmas sort of holiday, fun, delicious candy bar. I do know that Lily's is selling white chocolate peppermint candy bars. I haven't been able to find them, but this is what our white chocolate peppermint crunch bar bark looks like. Now that is a mouthful, and I don't know how I'm going to actually get that on the website. But it tastes like a Nestle Crunch Bar, a white chocolate Nestle Crunch Bar. I might have this for dinner. So good. Okay, you guys, it's time to make my powerful salad. Somebody just asked me, does the cacao butter, does that work as a binder? Actually, it works as a lubricant. So when you're melting your white chocolate chips, either in the microwave or on a double boiler, the oils from the from the cacao butter or coconut oil or olive oil, they're going to lubricate the white chocolate chips so that they don't burn. So that's why I use this. And then when you bring it to when these come out of the fridge and they're at room temperature, they don't melt. So usually butter or coconut oil or olive oil will melt in your hands. This actually does better at not melting in your hands while you're holding it. Somebody just asked if you could add nuts. Absolutely. You can I would add slivered almonds. I would add chopped pecans. I would even add macadamia nuts. I think that is a fabulous idea. So yes, absolutely. Add nuts, maybe some pumpkin seeds. So you get the sort of the pepita seeds. So you get the green, and then use the red food coloring. Anyways, white chocolate peppermint bark. I love it. I'm going to make my salad here in a really quick second. I just wanted to give a quick plug for my friend Rosette, because it still is pumpkin season, and this is not going to be in stock for forever, but I made these into donuts about a week ago, and you need to use a silicone donut mold if you want to make these into donuts, but this is the most delicious pumpkin spice cake, and it's low carb, and all you have to add is butter, eggs, and a little bit of vanilla. And pumpkin puree, and this is great. I also used this to make a pumpkin dump cake. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a dump cake. You just dump stuff in a bowl and then put it into the oven, and it makes this really cool cake. But anyways, Rosette's has really great pre-made mixes, and you can just add. They're still in stock right now. Pumpkin spice doesn't stay in stock for very long, but I love my rosettes, and we all love rosettes. I also know everybody talks about everything but the bagel. We have always gotten our everything but the bagel at Trader Joe's, and it's kind of another supermarket for me to have to go to. And I love going to Trader Joe's, but it's not my regular supermarket. So I'm happy to announce that I was at Smart and Final, and I was able to find some everything but the bagel. And I've heard that they are now making this at Walmart and at Kroger's and at Target. So yay, everything but the bagel is going to be found everywhere, and it's great to sprinkle on everything. So love that, and keep an eye out for it, because it's one of those things that you can add to salads. You can add to if you do a smear of cream cheese on something, you add that. So it's delish. Okay, really quickly, we're going to put together a quick but powerful salad. I made a jar of pickled red onions. I have not put this recipe up on the website because I just wasn't sure if you guys would be interested in this, but if you are interested in the recipe for pickled red onions, please let me know, put a comment in there, because I wasn't going to put it up there. It's such an easy recipe. And I keep this in here because we add these to everything. We add them to our ham and egg cups. We add them to our salads. So I wanted to show how easy it is to pull together very quick, but very powerful salad. There's really only two things that I have to actually cut for the salad, because I buy boxed lettuce. And there are 3 of us eating tonight. So I'm going to take, let's see, that's probably enough. That was two full handfuls. And then I'm going to do a generous handful of arugula. Arugula adds a really nice peppery flavor. I'm going to take my cherry tomatoes. Watch this. Boom. Easy. I'm going to take some of my peppers. Oh, so Kim, did you want to see the recipe for the pickled red onions? I will get it up there, I promise, you guys. It's super easy, and they're just so great to have. You know, if you buy, it's kind of a pain in the neck to have to slice onions for your salads or for whatever, and if you have them already ready, they're good. And then they add sort of a tang to the salad as well. So I have a really generous spoonful here of the red onions, and I let them drain a little bit back into the jar. I'm just going to pour those right over. This will go back in the fridge. This is going to last for probably a few weeks in my refrigerator. It's just vinegar, water, a little bit of salt, a little bit of low carb sweetener. And, oh good, Mendy wants the recipe for the pickled onions too. Who knew? Okay, pickled red onions is going up on the website, I promise. We're going to do a couple sprinkles of Parmesan cheese. Ooh, I dropped. Sorry, I made a mess. What's new? I'll show you the dressing that I made in a second. But you guys know that one of my favorite tools, I'm just a mess today. My favorite tools is my mandolin. And this was $12 off of Amazon, Yahoo. And I just get a head of red cabbage. You can buy this already shredded, but it just doesn't last as long. And a whole head of cabbage is inexpensive, and it lasts a while in your fridge. So I get a whole head of cabbage, and this adds a really nice crunch to your salad and a little bit of color and dimension to your salad. So there you go. There is our sliced cabbage. 3 more things to go on our powerful salad. How am I doing on time, you guys? This is the fastest dinner of all time. I've got my avocado. Boop. We have a whole avocado management system. I like to take did you guys see how I did that? I just popped the seed right on the tail end of that. I leave it on there very carefully. I slice right through. Don't worry, I'm not going to slice myself. I've done this a bazillion times. Well, let's hope I don't anyways. And I'm just going to slice right through my avocado. And I never have a problem with avocados browning because we eat them every day. So we never have an issue. Because if I didn't eat this now, I'd put it in my fridge and then we'd have it tomorrow for lunch and it would not brown. I might put it in a baggie with some onion, but not necessarily. Okay, so did you see how I did that? I sliced it and then I just went whoop, and now I have my avocado in chunks. And I did it to this one as well. Avocado right in there. That's our peppers. Yum, yum, yum. Let's check it out. Beautiful. Kids, it's dinner time. How fun is this? Wow. on here in the Kellie kitchen. Check it out. Yummy. Oh, snap, crackle, pop. Those are keto stuffed peppers. They are delicious. There are 3 of us eating dinner tonight, so we'll probably eat all of this. But if not, these are amazing as leftovers. Like unbelievable, easy lunch tomorrow. Super, super delicious. So I'm going to let those just chillax there for a second. Let me think, what else do I need to tell you about my powerful salad? So a couple of weeks ago, I made on the show, I made my Caesar salad dressing. Well, I like to make my Caesar salad dressing in bulk. I usually put it in a different jar, but Peter put everything away, so this is fine. I've got it in a covered jar, and this is my spicy Caesar dressing, and I'm going to drizzle it over my salad, and that, my friends, is my powerful salad. I might throw in a few sliced almonds in there. I might sprinkle it with some everything but the bagel seasoning, but stuffed keto peppers. You can use ground beef or ground turkey, whichever you like. My powerful salad and my white chocolate peppermint bark. I think we're done, you guys. We're all done. That went by too fast. I'm going to miss you until next week. Thanks so much for coming and watching. Share it, like it, ask me questions, give me suggestions for things that you guys want to watch and want to see and want to learn about with keto and low carb cooking. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving, safe, healthy, low carb. If you have any questions for any of your Thanksgiving cooking, please send me a message. You can email me or you can direct message me on Facebook or on Instagram. I love getting messages and I love helping people figure out how to make their meals low carb. So thank you, thank you, thank you for coming, and I will see you next week on the Kellie Kitchen. Bye.